Hey there, good morning guys. So today's topic is this thing here, the Powertronic map modes, specifically for the Royal Enfield 650s, the Interceptor or the GT. So as most of you may be knowing, all Powertronics come with two preloaded maps. They have the capacity to hold two maps, and they come preloaded with two of them. And of course they are bike specific. And for most bikes, look at this road here, it's just getting worse and worse. For most bikes, what Race Dynamics says, Race Dynamics, that's the maker of the Powertronic, what they say is map 1 is primarily for city use or road use, a typical normal riding use, whereas map 2 is for more sporty situations, where that's where you get maximum performance or the maximum power output from the engine. Like if you look at bikes like the KTM 390s, that's what they say. That's the map 2 is the race map, whereas map 1 is the normal riding map, the road map. For the Royal Enfield 650s, they haven't specifically said which map is for what. I couldn't find anything very specific. I think they just said that map 1 gives you a slight improvement in the performance while still not compromising your fuel consumption too much, while map 2 gives you an even more of a performance boost. Right, so initially when I got my Powertronic, I was running the stock exhaust. And back then, I think I still had the free flow air filter, although without the open cover. So that was the only difference I had from the stock configuration, but yeah, my exhaust was still stock. So back then when I put on the Powertronic, I noticed that indeed map 1 was giving a slight improvement, while map 2 was giving an even more of an improvement. Although even with map 2 the improvement wasn't huge, so I stayed with map 2 most of the time. I hardly ever used map 1 because it wasn't that much of an improvement, so why not stick to the map that gives you the better performance. And of course the throttle response on this bike in stock configuration is so bad. I really wanted the maximum improvement that I could get, so it was always map 2 for me. Now after I switched to the AW slip-ons, the free flow exhaust, and sometime after that I also changed the air filter cover to the open version, and then anyway I was still keeping on map 2, right, because I thought map 1 was kind of useless. So what happened was, one day I was running a little low on fuel, so just to get slightly better fuel mileage, I switched to map 1. I was out on the highways approaching the city. I didn't notice much of a difference. So I finished the ride that day, and the next day I was heading to work, riding through the city, and it stayed on map 1. I noticed a significant difference in the way the bike handled, the way it responded to my throttle inputs, specifically in the lower RPM ranges, say like how I'm doing now, 2000 to 3000, say below 4000 or so. So that's when I realized that indeed map 1 does have a use. It is different from map 2, and there is a certain scenario or scenarios where map 1 is more useful than map 2, and that is basically city riding, when you are doing lower RPMs. So this is where map 2 makes more sense. So when you're out on the highways doing mostly higher RPMs, it's better to use map 2 because you get better pull and overall better power output, I think. I can't say for sure. It's hard to always notice such small differences, and I haven't put it on a dyno or anything to really confirm those things. But when you're riding in the city, map 2 still works. It's still pretty good. But what I've noticed is map 1 gives you slightly better torque, better pulling power at very low RPMs, like below 2000 even. It doesn't stall, it doesn't struggle. When you're pulling even from an RPM as low as 1500, it pulls quite effortlessly. In map 2 that is not always the case, and also I've noticed the bike generally runs smoother in map 1, in the city at least. With map 2 it feels a little harsher. And of course, maybe since I'm running the AEW slip-ons, I notice such differences in the sound and the harshness that I would not notice with the stock slip-ons. Just feels a little quieter, a little smoother with map 1. More city-friendly. See, now that I've reduced my speed, I'm below 4000, and I don't think I'll be going faster up ahead. It's a good time to switch to map 1. Let me just show you something here. Well, you probably can't really feel it on the video. I mean, the harshness and the sound I was talking about. See that sound? If you switch to map 1, it probably sounds about the same, slightly quieter, which I'm sure the mic can't pick up, but the vibration and everything from the exhaust noise kind of reduces. It becomes a little smoother. when you have to pull such hard acceleration though, you know, map 1 is still good, but I feel that map 2 gives you a bit of an advantage in those scenarios. So of course, when I ride in the city, sometimes I do have to pull such hard acceleration. So yeah, I can't really plan ahead and switch to map 2 for such scenarios, you know. So yeah, that's my take on it, you know. I think if you are running the stock configuration for intake and exhaust, you may not really be noticing these things. These differences between the two maps. But if you have free flow intake and exhaust, I think that's the basic thing to go with. You know, so map 1 for city, map 2 for highways, or anytime you want to go fast. So yeah guys, if any of you have had any experience with the Powertronic on these 650s, let me know what you think. I mean, of course, what I'm telling you, that's not the absolute truth. It's just my opinion, my observations. So if you are using a Powertronic with Royal Enfield 650 and you've been struggling to figure out which map is for what, and yeah, it's quite likely if you are running the stock intake and exhaust configuration, because even I couldn't figure out. I just stuck to map 2 all the time. So this is it guys. If you are running a free flow intake and exhaust, only then you're likely to notice the difference, because it looks like Powertronic, the maps are tuned for a free flow configuration, not the stock configuration. So that's all I have for today guys. Catch you on the next one, hopefully soon. Volt L42 signing off. Bye bye.